Well, hi, welcome back. I'm Dee from Dee Lovely Life, and I just want to give you guys a quick update, kind of let you know where we're at right now. I hope you guys saw my vlog. If not, I will put it somewhere up here and below. If you haven't already known, we are getting ready to actually head out to Las Vegas, where our second home is, for about a month or so. Gonna let Mom kind of revisit with her family, and my sister's there, my father's there, so we're just all kind of getting excited. So there has been a lot of planning involved in this, packing. Well, actually I haven't been packed, but we just had to get a lot of things all done, like making sure that our vehicle's all in tip-top shape. So we had that service, we have brand new tires. We had planned to take Mom's red racy van with us, but unfortunately the window, we're having some issues with the window, the power, so that's actually in the shop today. So I'm not too sure if we're actually going to be taking the van. We might have to wait to have the van transported next week. We're not really too sure. Last year in Las Vegas we had used a wheelchair taxi, which was great. It's, you know, but the thing about that, like any other kind of taxi service there, is that, you know, you have to wait and you have to make reservations. You can't just leave on a limb. You know, you have to really plan things, and if Mom wants to go, you know, we're gonna have to wait, and sometimes she's not the best person to be waiting around for a ride back home when she just wants to go home. And making things less stressful for us, I thought it might be just a little bit better to have our wheelchair van just transported for the duration of the time that we'll be in Vegas. So I'm not too sure exactly where that's gonna go. Now, in order to get Mom all settled and get her all ready to go to Vegas, I had to make sure that, you know, we follow up with the doctors, we get her blood work, and that whole issue was another issue, and I'll insert that clip here. I just been having a funky day yesterday. It started off with my mom. She was trying to get blood work done, and so I had confirmed with the doctor, at the doctor's office, that she had her blood work tests orders in, and they said that they would revax it, no problem, you're all good to go. Have your mom fast. So Mom, poor Mom, she fasted all day, all morning. I had to wake her up like super early, so poor thing, she was like half asleep when Jay came home. Jay was helping me, and we got her ready, got her in the wheelchair as she's still half asleep, and then we transport her in our van to the lab. We get her to the lab, and we're waiting. There's, you know, of course there's people there. It wasn't crowded or anything, and they got our insurance card, everything else, blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden they called us, and then they're like, we're sorry, but we don't have any orders for your mom. I'm like, what? So I made them, of course, check and recheck, check under her first name, check under her last name, and then I asked if they could please call the other locations here in town, just in case it was faxed over to another location and not into their system yet. I mean, oh, I was so upset. I was so just furious at that point, because, you know, you call ahead, you confirm ahead, you get the confirmation, everything is taken care of, and it's a huge production to get my mom over there to the lab. And the only reason why we had to take her to the lab this time instead of getting in-home health for a nurse to come in and withdraw her blood was because they couldn't communicate to each other again, and that failed on their part. So I'm just not very happy with them. So unfortunately, yesterday, when I somewhat calmed down, I called their office and just told them I'm really upset, I'm disappointed, and they need to fix this, and they need to do it before we leave out of state. So I just received a phone call while I was in the grocery store, so hopefully they got everything all situated, and then they'll be sending over a nurse. In-home health care is where it's a program where they can set up for certain people who are disabled or who have a hard time, as far as like my mom, she's, you know, bed bound, wheelchair bound. It just makes it easier for certain patients to receive certain care at home. Only there's like certain levels of care, and of course we have to now open up a whole new claim and blah 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 blah. I just don't want to deal with all that again. That was just too much. So I don't know, we'll see how that goes. So hopefully they'll send over a nurse to withdraw the blood. So since all that happened, We didn't get a chance to have mom's blood work done on that morning. We actually had the doctor put in another order for in-home health care, which is just a service where they send over a registered nurse to our home, and then that way they can set up everything that we need to begin another claim with Medicare. And I'm not going to go all into detail of Medicare and the insurance and blah 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 blah, but if you're a caregiver, you probably totally understand what I'm going through if your parent is at that age. Working with the nurse and the doctors for that. So, but pretty much she's in tip-top shape right now, knock on wood. So I think we're pretty much on for the clear to leave. So the registered nurse had called for an occupational therapist and a physical therapist. The occupational therapist is something that we don't need at this moment. The physical therapist, again, it's like we're going to be leaving in a couple days, but the registered nurse thought it'd be best if we have the physical therapy assessment done before we leave. And then hopefully when we come back in June, we can go ahead and just reopen this claim, and then we can begin physical therapy when she returns, which is great, which is awesome. We're just hoping that that goes accordingly to plan. So now we're just trying to make sure we get everything all packed and planned. I have a list I have to make, and got to make sure like all of her medications. And then I wish it was so much easier where you can just grab, you know, a couple of bags and get those and then gas up the car and we're out of here. But it's not like that with her. You know, as a caregiver, I got to make sure I plan every little detail. So knowing that we're going to be staying there for about a month or so. Husband's going to be here in California while we're down there, but he's going to be flying back and forth as the month goes. And I made arrangements with a caregiver who has been actually helping me for the last couple of years that we have been making this trip now. So he's all looking forward. I'm trying to get a schedule actually confirmed with him so that him and I can kind of work together as a team down there. And so I had to make sure that I had a hospital bed reserved, and it's actually being delivered to our home over there today. And I had to make sure that, you know, I have enough sheets and pillows and blankets for her. I have to make sure that I have everything that she completely needs, her medication, her toiletries, her diapers, her wipes, her pads, just everything that just I can think of, just in case kind of items that she might need. You know, you just have to be, it's better to be prepared. Okay, so here is my list that I've been using. These are the things that I have for my mom. Like I had to set up a hospital bed over there, make sure she has plenty of stock of diapers, the baby wipes, bed pads, make sure that we have a proper air mattress, the air pump, medication, bathing, and like nail stuff to do like a manicure, pedicure, her exercise equipment, her medical binder, power of attorney, and her surveillance camera setup. These are the things that I will be packing, which I already got maybe about 30% done, so I still have to do the rest. But I'll probably finish that up after her laundry finishes and it's out of the dryer. Told you there's a lot of planning, and this is just a little glimpse of what I'm doing. It takes a lot of prepping though for this. As a caregiver to my mom who has suffered a massive stroke, she is affected on one side, so she is basically bedbound, wheelchair bound. I have a lot of help with my husband, thank goodness, and I'm trying to arrange everything so everything is right where it needs to be by the time we get to Vegas. So